Well, we are changing camp, so we packed up. We're going to drop down in this hole, grab a bunch of water up the other side, and we've got, hopefully the next basin over has got some good huckleberries in it. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, legend has it there's a giant bear on the other side of this mountain.
Yes, there is.
That's what I've been hearing.
He's black, jet black with a red stripe, but he would be really old if he's still alive. Really old. He was old last time I saw him.
He'd be a legend. Let's go find him.
Yeah, give it a shot. Huckleberries. This is the best bush we found. Those bears gotta be happy back here.
Yeah, nice.
Yep. That's what that bear we watched this morning was doing. He was just ripping berries off these low bush huckleberries. Get some purple ones now.
See, why aren't those bears finding this bush? If we can find it, why aren't they finding it? Some of these are nice and fat. Those are tasty. Those purple ones are where it's at.
Huckles.
Jam in this thing.
Oh yeah. Can definitely make a really good jam out of huckleberries. There's just a lot of work to get to them because they're usually up in the elevations, but a lot of people, we just call them blueberries, but they're huckleberries. One of the ways you tell is, see that little round circle inside the hole there?
Mm-hmm.
It's a huckleberry.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they look like they've been shot. And the bullets come out the other side. They're a true blueberry. But, yeah, they're good. But you have to eat a lot of them to get anything out of them. I think it takes a cup to give you 83 calories or something like that. It's a lot, but...
No, 20 cups and you're close to
20 cups.
Calories.
Dude, this is like the best bush we found the entire time. It's the only bush we found. All the other ones are slim pickings or dried out. So,
those are tasty, though.
I'm surprised the bear's not just parked on this patch right here. But, heck yeah.
We're going to leave the shelter of the shade here and climb this mountain in the blazing sun to get at Legend, who we're envisioning is just like laying in the wide open 200 yards.
Biggest opening, 200 yards away.
Yeah. Give us 30 minutes to set up the camera, watch him, and then take him, and then eat him tonight.
Open fire. That would be perfect. Well, the basin we've been watching for too many days to count. We just found a nice fresh pile of scat with a fresh track coming out of it, going up into the basin we're heading into. Hopefully he's just parked in it, but that's a big track.
It's pretty fresh scat.
One of the bigger tracks we've seen.
Still green in there.
Yeah, real fresh. With this heat, it had to be this morning.
Well, we've scaled this mountain. We're about to the ridge top here. Finally. And hopefully we find the legend, Mr. Red Stripe, on the other side of this mountain. should appear when I get here.
Yeah, there's just a lot of berries in this whole basin. This whole side here is loaded. The other side, hoping there's a little bit bigger berries in this one than the last one. But we'll camp in this swale up here and just keep eyes on this whole thing. It's a deep sucker, so we'll probably end up having to scale down this thing to get into it, get some shots.
Well, I'm working hard here. Glass in this basin. We've been here about 2 hours. Just waiting for a bear to pop out. Haven't seen one yet, but there's a legendary bear in here. It's gotta come out anytime. Yesterday, that bear that came out right about now, about the same time. So, any minute now, we're hoping some giant slob with a red stripe walks out into this berry patch and starts gorging himself. I've been diligently watching this meadow here from my sleeping bag here, just because it's important that you're comfortable if you're going to be in the same spot for a long time. Ryan has ADD, so he's been walking up and down the ridge the whole time. See? Any minute now. Any minute. There hasn't been a single bear yet. The basin looks like it should have bears in it. The sun is starting to go down, and I think today we're gonna get skunked. You win some, you lose some. But it's not over yet. The sun is still popping off the hill over there. So maybe we'll get lucky in the next 30 minutes. How are you feeling about this evening's?
I'm pretty surprised we haven't seen hide nor hair of a bear in this basin. But I still feel like any second one is gonna walk in. I think it's your sleeping bag. It really stinks. That's gotta be why we're not seeing anything in here. It's the only explanation I've got. I mean, it's picture perfect. It stinks.
I'm not gonna deny the sleeping bag has a little stain to it, but I don't know, man. I thought we'd get some action. Everything looks too pretty to stay empty.
Oh, well, nothing showed up tonight. So we're gonna just plan on parking it here for tomorrow. We're kind of up on a ridge, so got somewhat of a flat spot. Not very flat, but we're gonna be on a windy ridge tonight just so we can be right here to look into this basin in the morning. Alright, well, this morning we're back on the perch, overlooking this just picture perfect basin, and nothing yet. We're just hearing all the grouse fly out of the trees right now. It's early, but haven't seen anything. It's just got everything. It's got berries on the side hill below us. It's got water. And nice lush green meadow down here to the right. So, I don't know, we're gonna hopefully see one here today. Shoot, I can't imagine we don't. But we heard a couple of rocks roll up here. Maybe something's coming down, we'll see.
What time is it, Ryan?
2:50.
There you have it. It's 2:50 in the afternoon. Almost 3 o'clock. We've been glassing all day. Both sides of this ridge out here in front of us, plus behind me. We've seen a couple does, but the bears are evading us. It's day 5. Starting to wonder if we should shoot any bear that comes by.
I don't think so. Not yet. We still got some days. There's a giant bear in here somewhere. Trust me, when we see a giant jet black with a red tint of cinnamon down his spine, it'll be worth it. He's a monster.
Or he's dead. The legend has died. There should be another monster in here. If he's gone, there should be another one moved in his place. Anyway, still got time. Could be tonight, Ryan.
Could be morning. Rained a little last night. Wasn't supposed to, because we checked. It said 0% chance of rain. But it rained. I think it's gonna get clear today. There's a few scattered clouds, but it's looking like it's gonna burn off.
Yeah, I kind of expected a dead bear by now. It's day 6. And it's been a little slow. We got a few days left. But the longer we're out here, the more likely it's gonna happen. It's just the odds game. It's about the prettiest basin on the planet. We're camped right here on this saddle, right over the basin. We can see into 2 different basins. Yesterday I saw a doe freak out for a long time looking into the bushes, and I kept waiting for a bear to pop out. Never happened.
So, we're obviously chasing fall bears right now. It's quite a bit different than the spring bear hunts that we've already done this year. And it's not as easy sometimes in the fall, especially when the berries aren't really popping that great, which they're not. We had no idea what the berries would be like. But we're up between 6,000 and 7,000 feet of elevation, and we found a few berries, but they're down low in the basin, and they're really small berries that are ripe are probably further down in the timber, which that may be where a lot of the bears are. Typically, this time of year, the berries are a lot fuller and they're up in these high basins like we're sitting in. And the bears are pretty easy to pick up. It's going to be a little tougher this year. We're still going to find them, but we've only seen one. And he was eating some of those low bush huckleberries, but it was down in the bottom of a basin. And right now we got a lot of timber down where the berries are really ripe. And so we're kind of hoping that they feed up and out, getting that top end to where the berries are ripe right now. So we're still looking at these lush green bottoms where it's not burnt off. Just not enough moisture this year to keep these berries on these side hills, because you can see there's huckleberries all over this side hill we're sitting on. They're just not ripe, or they're shriveled up. They're kind of burnt and they're small. Makes it a little tough, but it's a lot of fun just sitting up in these high basins, just trying to find even a roamer. They're not always going to be on the huckleberries. They'll be out tearing logs up, flipping rocks, and we're seeing tracks. They're obviously coming up and over these ridges, but they're settling into these basins, and sometimes they're just hard to pick up because they're in the timber. So this hunt, it's going to be tough, no doubt about it. We've struggled to pick up bears, but we're just going to keep at it and keep glassing all these different little upper basin bowls. And who knows? We got a little moisture last night. I think it's too little, too late. But we're in bear country, no doubt about it. And there's definitely bears around. We're seeing the tracks. Just having a tough time finding them right now. Good bear years make bear hunting really, really easy in the fall. Bad bear years make it tough, like the one that we're having right now. So, I don't know, all we can do is keep at it and keep putting our glass on all these different upper ends of these basins. Try to find a big one. Bears didn't get it. That means we eat for the next 4 days. That's good.
It's a bonus. Well, I haven't turned the camera on for a couple of days because we basically were getting our butts kicked back there. So we spent the last day and a half hiking out to a whole new area. And today we're out here in this big open area glassing, and we finally found a bear. But it's a tough get where he's at.
There's a couple factors. First, it's a long ways off, and he's kind of up feeding, so we're hoping he stays in that little dark patch of timber. The second problem is it's going to take us hours to get there. Hopefully he stays there, but the angle at which he's in, it's going to be hard to get a bead on him. We're hoping there's a little bit of a rock tit on the top of that knob. We're hoping if we get up there, we'll get a little angle and we can see into that timber, but it's really hard to judge from here, but it's a play. What else do we have to do? We get sunburned.
I agree. Well, what's always fun about this is when we see animals that are that far away, logistically, it becomes like a game. Like, how can we get there? Right? And when you pull it off and you get the bear and he's that far away, it's
kind of funny how difficult that bear is going to be to get to.
But how cool it is when we kill him.
Yeah, I agree. And what else do we have to do? We can burn this day up trying to get this bear.
Yeah.
I like it. So, actually, let's see how far away he is. He's, where the crow flies. He's only 1.28 miles. By the way the crow flies. It's, I don't know, maybe five miles for us to get there. Maybe more. So that knob over there, it gets real confusing when you get closer in this country. So I picked up the knob, went to topo, and then I went back to hybrid, and I could pull at that little timber patch, and I just marked where he's at, so we know exactly where to be, where to look into. So it's really, really helpful. Because you get there, especially in these burns, it's really hard to tell where you're at, what you're looking at from over a mile away. So I just hope that knob gets a visual into that dark timber. I mean, where we found most of the berries is on that kind of the northern slope, and that's got shade to it, so they might be a little bit better than a lot of these areas where they're just burnt off.
He looks like he's eating berries, and if he is, maybe he'll stay occupied for the next few hours, but we're gonna haul ass over there and see. It's about time.
So we've been bombing for a long time. Let's see, we are about 1,100 yards from where we need to be, to where we can hopefully see into that ditch.
Closing the distance.
We're getting closer. It's hot. It's back and forth. It should be going up. It's so bloody hot. But it's kind of up, down, and we're pretty darn close. We're within a few hundred yards of where we last saw that bear. It's just erratic. Got a wind. It's not thermals, it's just a directional, but it keeps changing. Disappeared on us. We don't know if he's in here still, but it's been 7 hours since we last saw him. So we don't know if he's in this drainage or if he skirted down. The direction he was taking was right in here in this dark timber, but he could have just as easily got down and cruised up valley. So I cut his tracks where he came into this, but I don't know where he came out. So he's either up drainage or he's right in front of us. But we've been sitting here for a long time. So we're gonna cruise in a little bit and see where this bear went. track. Big heavy track. Easy to track him in this. Yeah. So where I saw him come in, he did just mill around here for a while where we watched him for a pretty good amount of time. And he just continued on the same direction. So, it's a bummer.
Well, we ghosted through those trees on those bear tracks for quite a while, but they just kept on going. We had to come back and grab our gear, so we're both parched. Oh, you have water, you sucker. I'm all out of water. We gotta hike up to down to where a river stream bed is. Dang it. We just need a little luck. You know, with hunting, sometimes you just need a little luck. Everything comes together and then bam, bear's still there and you get him. Did not happen today.
It's just, they could be anywhere in these burns. When the berry patches aren't producing, it's tough. So, all we can do is just keep covering ground, keep glassing everything, and keep at it.
One of these times it's gonna work out. Bear's gonna be right where we want him. Gun's gonna line up. Boom, bear meat.
And there, we haven't seen a bear on this hillside. Like, had pretty high hopes here, but one problem was both these horseshoes right here were turned down, so we just turned them up. That's bears and deer from here on out. So we're gonna hot foot it a long ways. We've got about 5 miles to a spot we've already checked out, but there was some sign there, so we got some ground to cover in the hot of the day here. Horseshoes are turned up. Hopefully that makes a difference.
Well, got our camps on our backs again. We're gonna take the e-bikes and ride them way back here. We got full batteries now using the solar charger. So hopefully get back there in a couple hours, kill a bear this evening off of the berry patches. That's the plan. Those are clean socks right there.
Oh, they look a little crispy.
Should have seen the
Oh, you soaked them.
should have seen the like leaching out of salt and chemicals and stuff. Sweat. Took like 25 dips. Let's see what you got, Ryan.
2 miles uphill, but we're at 100%. Look at that. Easy peasy.
Feeling ready?
Mm-hmm.
Show me what you got. Don't crash, you're on camera. He's making it look easy. All right, 2 mile ride. Should shave some time off our normal walking time. Well, it's about 2 o'clock. We got up here and dropped the bikes off at the top of this mountain. Y'all missed it, but I had like a spectacular vehicle dismount. It's like, I think it was a double somersault. Ryan wasn't running the camera when when the spectacular dismount happened. So it's only between the two of us.
I should have been running the camera. That was hilarious. That was like football drills. You did 3 nice rolls down the hill, though. But it was your short legs that got you. I'm telling you.
I just noticed there was a lot of dust. I've been knocking dust out of me for the last 15 minutes. These bears are killing us.
We're just gonna keep crushing this. That's all we can do is just keep glassing and keep putting ourselves in the good spots. But yeah, it's frustrating. This many days and really struggling to find them. But I think there's one right here.
Well,
What do you think?
tired. It's frustrating. Folks, it's the last day. The camera hasn't come out in a while.
Yeah.
We've been a little,
We've been pushing a lot.
covering some ground.
Yeah, we're hunting a pretty tough spot. There's just not that much going on up here.
Well, the berries,
But we got one day. Got one day left.
the berries haven't been that good.
No.
And we've had the place to ourselves. We've seen some bears, just haven't been able to get one yet.
Yeah.
So we're just perched up here glassing. There's so much country to see. We haven't been in this basin yet. There's some kind of fire going on, and it's been smoky and hazy the last couple days.
Yeah. Getting hazier by the...
It's getting hard to see really far. Anyway, we're gonna glass a little bit longer. We have this knob to look out. And see what happens. All right. Check this out. What's going on, Ryan?
Found us a bear. It's last evening here, and he's just down there sitting in some brush. Looks like he's eating some berries or some like a dead scrub, but he's just kind of been milling around down there. I've been watching him. Pretty good sized bear. It's kind of like a little bit chocolate colored, so I say
It's kind of a last day thing.
we got like last ditch effort, a little bit of daylight, so we're gonna go for it. See what happens. I'd love to put a tag on that bear, but we got a little bit of ground to cover, so.
He's basically down there on that hill over there.
Yeah. So we got a couple of little basins to get across. Try to get perched up over on this knob. Should give us a couple 100-yard shot if he's still there, so that's the plan. He's in this dead brush right now. He's just kind of feeding, sitting on his butt. I don't really want to put a shot through that brush. So I'm hoping he kind of walks and feeds out a little bit. But I could probably sneak one through there, but I'm going to let him finish up eating. Okay, I'm going to take him.
He's down.
He's down. Yeah, he's down. That was a tight quarter-inch shot. That's all I had. He started walking away. He was super tight quartered, but holy smokes, dude.
Finally.
Could we take this down to the last minute of a 10-day hunt or what? Oh, I can't believe it happened. Boy, he was just, looked like he was gonna go straight away from us. And he just turned a little bit. That's all the shot I had. If he would have got over that edge, we might have never seen him again. So I took it and just dropped him. See him start spinning around a little bit, biting at it. Well, Brian, we got bear meat. Finally, we've been craving bear meat this whole week. And it's gonna be good. Hopefully he's just been parked in those berries, just scarfing down and getting fat. Looks like had some pretty good shimmy to the backside there. Look like he's got some fat on him, right?
It's been a long grind. A lot of hiking. Look at this country though.
Yeah. It's not bad to look at.
Yeah, dude, I was worried he was gonna go over that hill and you were gonna shoot. I was looking at that angle and I was like, he gave you the butt like straight on, and I was like, please turn, please. And he just barely quartered, and I was like, you better shoot. You better shoot. We need this. Squeezed it right in there. I don't think you ruined any meat at all.
It was just enough of a quarter to sneak it in there. And, yeah, I put him down pretty fast. So, we'll find out.
Should we go get him?
Let's go get him.
Yes.
What do you think, Ryan?
It's been a long week. It's nice. Nice bear.
It's been a long week. It took some doing, Brian.
Yeah.
Oh, look how dusty it
Got
is.
some fall bear meat, huh?
Yeah. Pretty color. He's kind of got a chocolate coat.
Yeah, he's a good looking bear. That white muzzle is cool.
Yeah. It's about the only shot I had. It was a steep quarter.
Yeah, it wasn't your favorite shot.
I knew I could slip it in right in front of that back hip and right through the pump. And I wasn't about to let him get over this. If he would have got over this, we'd have probably never seen him again. So, what a hunt. I'll take it. I will take it. Last day of our 10-day trip. Man, I don't know. We almost for a second there thought it wasn't going to happen. Oh, but it happened. He's gonna eat good, Brian.
Yeah.
Get a little fire going.
Have some bear.
Get some bear fat. Got some fat on him.
What do we got here, Ryan?
That is bear penis.
What's the deal with that?
The baculum? Well, it's the bone, and I like to clean them up and just collect them. You can use them as a stir, like to stir your coffee in the morning if you want to. Some people do, I guess.
Sounds weird, man.
But I boil them up, and I just like having them. They're kind of cool to have laying all around the house. I think so, anyway. But no, they clean up pretty good. It's weird. It's just like a perfect little bone, and my kids dig it. They kind of like knowing where it came from. Swizzle stick.
Is that what that's called? The official name?
Mm-hmm. Kind of a pain to clean up, but kind of cool when you get them done. Alright. Well, let's hang some meat. Get a little crust on it.
Look at that.
Looks pretty good, doesn't it? There's one. Tenderloins. Alright, I don't know about this branch. It's on the side a little bit.
Not very many trees in this spot. What's going on here?
Well, we got kind of a late night, but we got all the quarters hung. We're not going with a game bag tonight. We're just letting it get a little crust to it. It's not the coolest night. We don't have much wind, so I'd like to just get it as much in the air as possible. So we gotta have them all spread out a little bit. Once it gets a little crust, we'll game bag it in the morning and get out of here. So that should work.
How's the ride out feel so far?
Feels good. Got a panga full of meat. And these bikes handle great on these trails, so it's kind of fun, isn't it?
It is. It's a good way to get spoiled. It's also a good way to get a broken leg or neck or collarbone.
Don't break nothing. That's the game here.
It's better than walking, especially with those loads. All that meat. Yeehaw! This is pretty cool. Sure beats packing meat on your back. It's probably a bad idea to ride with one hand, but sure is fun. There's probably some rule against this. So yeah, got half a bear in here and a week's worth of camp. This sure did beat walking, but I should put this camera away before something bad happens. All right, folks, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Let's talk a little bit about this, Brad.
Yeah.
So, first of all, that was like day 11. It was a 10-day hunt. We got all the way down to the wire, and the truth was we just couldn't bear the thought of going home defeated. So we went out for one last day, and day 11, we get this bear. Now, you can't help but notice this bear is not like the bear we first saw, and it was nowhere near the goal of what we had set out on this trip with. This bear wasn't that big. That said, we still got a bunch of meat, and we got a lot of bear fat because it was a fall bear hunt. Yep. Lots of bear fat. That little bear had a lot of fat on it compared to any bears we took in the springtime.
Right.
And bear fat and bear meat is really the top goal for us when we go out.
Right.
But by passing on the bear at the start of the hunt, which was a nice bear with the stripe down its back and everything, we had goals for this hunt like we do on every hunt. We pass on that bear only to end up getting instead of 2 bears, 1 bear, and not the biggest bear. And sometimes that's how hunts go. Now, people say all the time, and the audience, you guys can chime in the comments below, but we always hear this saying, never pass on the first day what you would be happy with taking on the last day.
Right.
Dude, I have never agreed with that.
That's a bunch of bull crap.
I have never understood it.
Nope.
It does not compute for me because for me, I have like a formula. There's like the number of days I have left in the hunt. Like my goal for what I want to take, let's say I want to get like a big mature mule deer buck on a hunt. What I will pass on the first days of the hunt is substantial.
Right.
And my standards drop precipitously down to the last day.
And what I like is you may kick yourself for not taking an animal in the first couple days, but I want to know what the adventure is ahead, and I also I like knowing what the future holds. There's always potential,
right?
You know, and just the getting away, like there's a lot more to it.
There are reasons why we hunt. And this is something I think is worth mentioning. Yep. When we go out and hunt, we hunt for meat, we hunt for adventure, we hunt for exercise. We hunt to challenge ourselves physically, mentally. Yep. No different than someone who wants to run a marathon, enter an Ironman, do a Spartan race. Like there's something about the mental and physical challenge that we crave as human beings. Right. The hunt is like that. It's to challenge ourselves. It's to detach from civilization and to connect with nature.
And I challenge you, if you haven't done something like that, even if it's 3 days, do it. Like it will change your life.
Yeah. I hunt to learn some things about myself.
Right.
Like, what am I made of? Where am I at? Who am I? One of the biggest reasons I hunt out like we do is to detach from civilization. I mean, that's a big part of it. And because I want to learn about nature. There's something healing to the body and soul. There's no more like artificial light in my life. There's no more like comforts of home. There's like a fasting. Fasting from luxury that happens when you're out there. There's more of an austere existence. You're grateful just to have water, heat, food, and shelter.
The appreciation you gain for those civilized things it grows every time you go out. And every time you're out, you never know what the adventure is going to bring.
A burger and fries on the way home never tasted so good.
Never disappoints.
And a hot shower never felt so good as when you come back from these kind of trips. I mean, we are grungy when we get off this hunt. There was so much burn and dust. We were just filthy. I've been this dirty on a few hunts, but this one was top.
Well, it sucks when you're in burns because everything you touch, it stays on you forever. Clothes, face. And
when I go out and I'm hunting, and it's almost the same on every hunt, usually my goal is meat's number one if I'm bear hunting.
Yep.
If I'm deer or elk hunting and my freezer already has meat in it, meat is not my chief objective.
Yeah.
I might pass on taking anything at all because I have a lot of elk meat already.
Right. And
it's not my favorite meat compared to bear meat. Right. Now, there's no amount of bear meat that's too much bear meat.
No, exactly.
We can it, we keep it forever. If I have a tag, I want to fill it. But the goal still is meat for a bear. After that, I'm really looking for the most mature bear I can get in that window of time, and I'm looking for something with a spectacular coat if I can pull that off as well.
Figure out what excites you. Like me, a bear, I mean, unless it's a giant, but I'm like a chocolate bear.
is by far my favorite of all time.
I have a bear hide from a hunt I did with Ryan Lampers and Jeff Lusk from years ago. And I shot this bear, and it's not much bigger than the table when you lay it out. Yeah. And this thing is like blonde, red with highlights. It's a crazy looking coat.
Yep.
Well, it's downstairs in my daughter's bedroom, laying across their furniture in their room.
Yep.
And it is by far the most spectacular hide, I think, that we have in the house. And I've killed a lot of bears. And there's another one that's brown that I shot out of a tree years ago that we thought was black. I could see it the next day, but you know how it is when you're out there. But after it got tanned, you're just like, whoa, this
clean
thing.
It up, yeah.
And every fur is a little different, like even in texture.
Right.
Some are really fine, silky, smooth, and then some are rough and like dreadlockish. You know, there's all these goals. And when we were looking at that striped bear on this hunt, man, we just were like, it's early.
Yeah.
It's like day 2 or 3.
Right.
And we have expectations for what we're going to see out there. We go right to the basin we had our goal to go to, and we find a bear. What's not to,
so stop giving me crap about the elk hunt, because I had a goal in mind. No.
You have to accept the risk that when you decide not to punch a tag, when you have the opportunity, that you may not get that chance. And some people, that's not their goal. Right. That's not their motive for that hunt.
And it changes hunt to hunt. You take a once in a lifetime tag, and if I don't fill that tag, if I'm able to draw again, I'm not going to shoot something to shoot something.
We talked about that. Like, let's say it took 20 points to draw some crazy elk hunt. Right. I don't care if I shoot anything on that hunt if it's not the bull I'm looking for. 100%. Because I waited 20 years to get that tag.
100%.
I'll be happy to go home empty. When I was on the grizzly hunt, I passed on that chocolate boar as it came through. I wasn't going to risk, taking a shot that I wasn't certain I would make.
Right.
So I ended up coming home empty. And thankfully, I got to go back in August and then harvest a bear. But every hunt's a little different. And this one, we take this bear, and we were very happy to get it. We split the meat. So Ryan got a rear quarter and a front quarter and a back strap, and I got the other half. And it was just it was a great adventure, as you could see. And we tested the e-bikes, and those turned out to be a lot more impressive than we expected. We learned a lot, but as you guys can see, we don't get our butts kicked like this. This was a butt kicker of a hunt. We were that kind of failure was frustrating, but it is what it is. So we thought we'd bring it to you and share it with you, and let you see it.
Turned out for Ryan in the end.
Again, I'm filming Ryan shoots.
Yep.
It was good though. It's good. I'm glad that we're able to bring this episode to you. So we have some winners that we announced last week.
Yep.
As always, we appreciate all your support. Everyone who's liking our videos, subscribing to our YouTube channel. I think how many followers do we have on YouTube?
We're almost 85,000.
Almost 85,000 folks. So if you can help us get up there to 86, 90, I'm really hoping we can get to 100,000 at some point here.
Yep.
I look at our contemporaries, like our buddies over at Hush or Born and Raised, and I'm like, dude, these guys are crushing us. Like, give us some love, folks. Go out and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yep, absolutely.
We love the comments, though. Those are the best. I'd rather have you leave comments than subscribe.
Right.
Comments really help YouTube push our show a lot more. You can look at the stats and see how much our shows get traffic, and a lot of it is based on the comments. YouTube pushes it, and it just shoots out there, and people consume it, get exposed to it. So that's really helpful to us. We're working on growing Rumble, but we also have our locals community over at gritty.locals.com. It's our Gritty Stealthy community, which we do live streams every Monday night, at least when we're not hunting. We have some exclusive content over there. We're going to do another batch of exclusive films over there. Sometime around July, I think. And we do a bunch of giveaways over there all the time.
Correct.
And so if you want to jump on over there and become a member at $7 a month, it helps us avoid having to use sponsors, because we're funded directly from all of you lovely people who support us directly. So that's awesome for us, because we don't really want to push anything we don't really like to use. So can't thank you enough. Last week, for sharing our video on Instagram, we said we'd give away a pair of elite trekking poles from Peaks. And Brad has got a winner here. Who do we have?
This week's winner is Very Serious Hunting. He says, this is your fault. Your YouTube bear content did this, and I love it. Congratulations, Very Serious Hunting.
Thank you. So, check out Peaks. Use the code GRITTY over there. They got killer trekking poles. They got great gators and a new headlamp, the Backcountry Duo.
Yep.
And I love all their stuff. Check it out. For leaving a comment on YouTube, Brad is scrolling through to find a random person on our YouTube channel to give away a Stealthy Hunter rifle cover.
Yep.
So for those that don't have a Stealthy Hunter rifle cover, I have one here on my new rifle, by the way. Check this out.
I'm disappointed that they didn't send me one.
Look at that. I got the Leupold scope on here, but it's the new carbon.
Yep, the Backcountry carbon.
Yeah, when you guys, if you watched our film last year with Adam Weatherby, he was using this different caliber when he shot his bear.
Yep.
Brad filmed it on his phone, and it turned out pretty slick. But this is the rifle cover. You guys see it all the time. So, Brad, who do we have as a winner?
This week we have, looks like Back Basin. Really enjoy watching these videos with you two. Very well balanced and adventurous, and never a dull moment.
Right on. So he is now the proud winner of a Stealthy Hunter rifle cover.
Yep.
Lampers, Hillary, they have a bunch of cool stuff over there at their shop. If you go check out Stealthy Nutrition, you can get some supplements over there. But also, this rifle cover is available over at Stealthy Hunter. And then they have some new sleep aids, some gummies that help you sleep at night. I've been using those and testing those. I like the gummies, but I also like the soft gels, the CBD soft gels. I like the CBD gummies. They're kind of hard to beat, especially for, just the joint stuff. And so we have some very cool stuff over at Stealthy Hunter. Yep. So check that out. Use the code GRITTY over there. For locals, we're giving away a phone scope. If you want to be entered to win that, join us tomorrow night on our live stream.
6 p.m. Mountain Time.
Just sign up, become a member. It's $7.
Yep.
And then you're entered to win. Join us on the stream. We're going to give away a phone scope.
Yep.
I think that's it. We're not doing any giveaways this week because we're going to be gone for the next few weeks.
Yeah, it's bear season.
It's bear season. It's time for us to get out, get all new content. Brad is heading off with Ryan. I'm heading off another direction. We got Hunter McWaters going out there. We got Livesay.
Yep.
And we have a crew. I think Brady Miller is going to join us from Go Hunt. Pedro Ampuero from Spain. We're getting deep. We're going to some new places we've never been before, like we always do. Every year we try to go to places we have never been.
Yep.
And then if we fail there, we go back to our
for redemption.
We always try to do a 10 to 12 day kind of thing, spend 4 or 5 days in a brand new area. And if we don't get it done there, we run back to the places that have always delivered. But you know what? We almost never end up falling back to our old place, and we simply learn a new area.
Yep.
One thing that's consistent is, I think, with the know-how for bear hunting, and then getting far away from where other people might be, it just leads to success every time.
Yep.
Anyway, folks, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate everything. Leave us a comment anyway. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Yep. Get our subscribers up to 100,000. If you can help us with that, that's awesome. Come join us at gritty.locals.com. Thanks for everything. Stay gritty.